Are you looking to buy or sell a townhome in Winter Garden, Florida, zip code 34787? If you are, this video is for you. My name is Amy Brown. I'm a realtor here in Central Florida. So if you're looking to buy or sell a home in Winter Garden, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I would love to assist you. Now let's dive into the data on Winter Garden townhomes. 24 townhomes sold, 13 of the 24 were new construction, and 11 were existing townhomes. And out of the 11 existing townhomes that sold, 350,000 was the median sale price, and 82 was the median days to get a contract. The average sale price was 336,000 and 84 days to get a contract. And 7 out of the 11 existing townhomes that sold, or 64% of the townhomes that sold, had one or more price reductions before obtaining a contract. There are 47 townhome listings pending. 21 of those are new construction and 26 are existing. There are 81 active townhome listings. 18 are new construction, 63 are existing. So if you are a buyer of a townhome in Winter Garden, you have 81 townhomes to choose from. That's great. So let's take a look at what's going on in the Winter Garden market over the last 3 months and see if there are any trends we can pick up on. The story here in Winter Garden 34787 is really consistent, but keep in mind throughout Winter Garden there are micro markets. It does vary neighborhood by neighborhood. We are in a cooler, more balanced market where buyers finally have some breathing room. Single-family homes are taking longer to sell, and many sellers are making one or more price reductions to stay competitive. Townhomes are seeing the same pattern, especially in the resale market, where days on the market are stretching past the 60 to 90 day mark. The good news is that well-priced townhomes still sell. They still move. But buyers of townhomes right now, they have more choices. They have stronger negotiating power than they had a few months ago, than they had a year ago, probably more than they've seen in several years. So if you are thinking about buying or selling a townhome in Winter Garden, these trends matter. You need a clear strategy to be successful. So please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you would like to discuss your specific situation. Let's talk about mortgage rates and how those are impacting the market here. Let's start with borrowing costs. In October 2025, the average 30-year fixed rate was around 6.2%, the lowest in about a year. So that's amazing news. The 15-year was at 5.4%. Now, compared to a few years ago where we saw rates well under 5%, you know, people aren't as excited about these numbers, but boy, these are very tempting. Yes, they're higher than what we've seen the past few, a couple years ago, but affordability right now is still an issue and it still requires smart strategy. So what's happening here in Winter Garden, in the Winter Garden area? The median sale price is $549,000. We're seeing values down roughly 1 to 4%, depending on the data source that you use. Homes are sitting on the market a bit longer than they last year, roughly around 59 days, which means less head-spinning competition that buyers have to deal with. So really, in simple terms, this means more breathing room for buyers, while this is still a strong community that people are continuously drawn to. So for buyers, you have a bit more leverage than you did actually several months ago and also a year ago, because you have lower rates versus the recent highs. You have more inventory, so that gives you more choices. but you really don't want to get complacent, because just because the rates are down, this doesn't make things suddenly better as far as affordability or suddenly cheap, because you still need to run the numbers on the home's total cost here in Central Florida. We have HOAs most of the time, CDDs most of the time. We have high insurance rates, and also our tax bills are high. And when you buy a home and the home changes ownership, the tax bill is going to be, the assessment is going to be redone. So you really need to factor in still the home's total cost. If you love new construction, well, good news in Winter Garden, because the buyers are offering so many incentives, particularly to get people closed before the end of the year. So builders have so many sales goals, and the builder reps have sales goals, and it's all tied to what they can get closed by December 31st. If you are in a position to act fast, you could get the deal of a lifetime, or at least the best deal until December of 2026. So this is a wonderful time to buy a new construction home if you are able to move quickly. But you'll still need to focus on things like lot premiums, upgrades, closing costs, the timelines. None of that changes. You still need to pay attention to all of that. For resale homes, this might be the sweet spot where you'll want to act, because the shifting market means more sellers are open to negotiation. Even just a few months ago, 3, 4, 5 months ago, sellers were still very hesitant to offer any type of closing cost assistance or home upgrades or doing repairs. But here we are at the end of the year, and things are shifting. So if you are comfortable doing so, you might want to lock in your interest rate if your mortgage company allows that, because the experts, the mortgage experts, are suggesting that going forward the rates are going to hover above 6% for quite some time. So here are some strategic tips. If you are looking in the Central Florida area, Winter Garden area, get pre-approved, not just pre-qualified. Know how much home you can afford, around the 6.2%, give or take, because the rates no one can predict. Make sure you put in the local taxes and estimate what they will be once the home changes ownership. Look at your insurance, look at the HOAs, look at the CDDs. Focus on your total monthly payment, because like I mentioned, all these additional fees can really add up. And so you don't just want to look at the cost of the home. There's a lot more at play. If you're interested in a particular neighborhood, definitely give me a call, because Winter Garden has a ton of micro markets. Yes, that is so true, because the Winter Garden 34787 zip code is such a large geographic area, and one neighborhood, the single family median price can be quite different than the neighborhood down the street. So a home for $550,000 in one neighborhood is going to feel a heck of a lot different than $550,000 at another neighborhood. So anyway, that's where local knowledge is key. You really need to, as always, negotiate smart, negotiate with what the market will allow when you're ready to go, because it changes on a dime. So if a listing has been on the market for more than 50 days, 50, there's likely room to negotiate. You could probably get some closing cost help, you could get some upgrades, you could get some inspection credits. Now, if the home is gorgeous and it's brand new on the market, you know, it is much less likely that you will get these things, even in this shifting market. timing. So if you believe that rates will go lower in the future, and maybe they will because no one knows, no one has a crystal ball, you can definitely wait, but then, you know, insurance prices kind of keep creeping up. Inflation keeps creeping up. So if you're able to make the move, it feels like a really good time. So Winter Garden is a strong market. Borrowing costs are easing. Buyers have more room than they did during the frenzy. But don't misread easing for easy, if that makes sense, because there is still strategy involved when you buy or sell a house right now in this market. So if you're ready to dive into new construction or resale and you want to just explore some options here in Central Florida in Winter Garden, I'm your go-to. Drop me a DM, send me a text, and let's get started. Thanks for watching.